I'm a refugee from New York, America, from Donald Trump's regime. It's very emotional to see how the world has become the way it is now. I wonder if President Vaclav Havel would be thinking today when right-wing politics has taken over the world, when extremism rules people, when fear is in the air, not love in the air. Everybody is scared of everybody else. The government controls more of our lives, everyday life, more than ever. Governments around the world, not just the communist government, not just any usual dictatorships. We're talking about pretty much all of the governments in the world are controlling our lives more than ever. In a way, worse than communism, in a way worse than Nazism. Why? Because the way they control us is more subtle and in various ways. In the name of anti-terrorism, in the name of so-called democracy. And look at America now. The democracy seems to have failed, and the world has been dumbing down, and people will choose not to think, and not to take action, and not to do anything, but just follow the norm, be conform, obey, because it's easier, and be monitored, be controlled because it's easier. And I do not know what we could do to go against all sorts of governments, all sorts of power figures and corporations around the world. I do not know the actual methods because we have come to the time of history. We have to invent our new methods using the modern technology and communication to arm ourselves instead of being washed by fake news, by rumors and propaganda of right-wing extremism on the internet and smartphones. And on such a day, I cannot help remembering what happened here in Prague in March when Chinese President Xi Jinping visited. Ironically, it was the Czech government and police that arrested and detained Czech citizens who were protesting against the dictatorship. That is China. And the Czech police detained the Tibetans who did not even do anything. This is quite ironic because now the Czech government is doing business, welcoming Chinese businessmen and politicians and Chinese president with the red carpet and banquets. Ignoring the fact China is one of the biggest dictatorships in the world, and the Chinese Communist Party remains one of the biggest terrorist organizations in the world. Ironically, when the Czech government is welcoming the Chinese government leaders, the Chinese government keeps detaining and jailing dissidents who share the same ideal as Vaclav Havel and many Czech friends here, and people from the world who love freedom and democracy. And Chinese government is still detaining and arresting a lot of people, a lot of ordinary people who just do not answer, do not obey the dictatorship. Communism is not a past. Dictatorship is still happening. And look at in China now. I can show you. Jiang Tianyong is a prominent Chinese human rights lawyer. He's been missing for weeks. Now we know he's been detained. What's his crime? His crime was to visit the family members of the detained human rights lawyers, his colleagues. And now he's in prison. And Jiang Tianyong is working on the cases of his fellow lawyers. The human rights lawyers, more than a dozen of them are still in detention or have had heavy sentencing. And they were arrested. The Chinese government arrested about 300 human rights lawyers, members of their staff, and their family members in July last year. And some of them are still in jail. And those lawyers, they were working just for the basic human rights, helping people again gain freedom and democracy. Like the Czech friends here have tried in 1968, 77, 1989, Prague Spring, in the Velvet Revolution, and the Chinese lawyers and dissidents and ordinary citizens are still working for the same goal. And they're still in jail. And the young Chinese are brainwashed to believe China is a superpower. And the best way for them is to conform and obey and enjoy the so-called life without any freedoms in China. And this kid, he graduated from a US university and he went back to China and he campaigned by himself, a one-man band in China, and he has been detained since the end of September for planning to wear this t-shirt. He did not do anything because he was not able to wear this t-shirt. And the t-shirt says Hitler. Hitler is a nickname for Chinese President Xi Jinping. Hitler. But he was detained and now being tortured in jail for planning to do something he did not even do. And not to mention other countries which have been colonized by China, including Tibet, East Turkestan, and Southern Mongolia and Hong Kong. And more than 150 Tibetans have self-immolated. And this is the latest case. Jashi Rabdan, he self-immolated and died on the 8th of December. Yes, just 10 days ago. What I'd like to say here is, please do not forget what you have gained, your freedoms and democracy, because it's incredibly precious. And please do not forget other people in the world are still struggling for the same goal. Vaclav Havel led the Czech people forward and to cherish today. And just today, a Chinese college student in Australia sent me a message. He said, "Isn't it nice you're in Czech Republic, a former communist country that allows dissidents like you to come for a visit? And please cherish this, and because we have more challenges ahead for freedoms in our journey." Thank you very much.